Secretary Govind Mohan in Guwahati. Top Assam officials also attend meet. Will win at least 4 out of 5 seats in by-polls, says Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma in Dholai, slams Congress calling it enemy of Hindu Bengalis. All eyes on Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris mega poll battle. Latest polls show Harris-Trump tied with equal number of votes as polling begins in 8 states. Good news for residents of Sikkim. Portion of state's lifeline National Highway number 10 finally handed over to NHIDCL. And in Manipur, Imphal Valley-based Kokomi welcomes Thado tribe decision to back NRC and war on drugs. Kokomi also takes exception to Mizoram Chief Minister Laldohoma's remarks on Kuki-Zo unity in the US.
Evening Prime is brought to you by
Yamaha, Call of the Blue, Indian Super League, Let's Football,
and
Patanjali Dant Kanti, Full Fresh.
We start with the top focus at this hour. Union Home Secretary Govind Mohan today held crucial review meets on the peace accord signed by groups in Assam. Home Department officials from Assam, State Chief Secretary Ravi Kota and other senior officials from multiple departments attended the meet at Koinadhora State Guest House in Guwahati. During the meet, Mohan separately reviewed the Adivasi Peace Accord, the Karbi Accord, DNLA Peace Accord and the Ulfa Peace Accord. As per sources, discussions were held on the rehabilitation of members from the outfits which joined the mainstream. And our Chief of Bureau Arindam Das caught up with former Ulfa Pro Talk leader Anup Chetia to know more about the meet. Let's listen in.
We have with us Alpha General Secretary Mr. Anup Chetia. Well, today the Union Home Secretary Govind Mohan is in Guwahati. He is holding joint monitoring committee meeting with various insurgent groups of Assam. So what was the agenda of this meeting?
It was a very positive discussion with the Government of India's Honorable Home Secretary and the Chief Secretary of Assam. Actually, it was happened under the guidance of Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, and we like to thanks to the Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, and our discussion was very fruitful, and we are really highly satisfied what Assam government as India government taken the initiative to implement our agreement.
So what were the points that you put forward before the Union Home Secretary?
We have submitted some project also for our rehabilitation of our cadres, mainly agriculture sector, because we submitted composite farming project, bamboo project, pisciculture project, and cultivation project, dairy project also. We have submitted to the Government of India Honorable Home Secretary, and he assured us he will take positive steps to implement the projects, and we are very much hopeful.
Thank you very much.
And speaking exclusively to Northeast Live, Chairman of ANLA Dipen Nayak said that the meet has been organized to discuss the proper implementation of the various clauses of the peace accord.
कनाधरा में जो 2022 सन में 15 सितंबर में जो आदिवासी पीस अकॉर्ड हुआ था, इस पीस अकॉर्ड में भाग लेने वाला 5 जो सशस्त्र गुट था, उनके जो सिग्नेटरीज थे उनके साथ आज गृह मंत्रालय के यूनियन होम सेक्रेटरी के साथ और आसाम के चीफ सेक्रेटरी के साथ जितने भी डिपार्टमेंट है सभी के साथ आज एक त्रिपाक्षिक डिस्कशन हुआ है। ये डिस्कशन का यही मोटिव था जो आसाम में आदिवासी समाज व्यवस्था के लिए जो आर्म स्ट्रगल हुआ था और उनको लेके जो देश के गृह मंत्रालय में जो आदिवासी अकॉर्ड साइनिंग हुआ था उसी का जो क्लॉजेस था उसको किस तरह इसको इम्प्लीमेंटेशन किया जाए, किस तरह इसका ज़मीनी स्तर पर लागू किया जाए, इस आधार में आज स्वयं देश के यूनियन होम सेक्रेटरी आज इस कनाधरा में उपस्थित होकर अपने खुद इस सारा मैटर को समाधान के लिए एक जायजा लिया है। एक अच्छा प्रोसेस है, हम लोग को भी अच्छा लगा। मतलब भारत सरकार कितना सेंसिटिव है हर मैटर को लेके। फ़िलहाल बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट के जो कार्यकाल में जो कोई भी समस्या समाधान के लिए उन्होंने काफ़ी सारा मतलब सेंसिटिव रोल प्ले कर रहा है। तो एक अच्छा हम लोग को भी लगा कि आज खुद यूनियन होम सेक्रेटरी आज आसाम आए हैं और हमसे डायरेक्ट सभी से मिले हैं और आदिवासी पीस एक्ट का हर मैटर को गौर से उसको इम्प्लीमेंटेशन का ऊपर हर दिशा में दिखे हैं। काफ़ी लंबा डिस्कशन हुआ है और अच्छा लगा हमको।
Meanwhile, as per inputs, the Union Home Secretary will review the Assam-Meghalaya border agreement and also discuss the boundary agreement with Arunachal Pradesh. And now to the top political focus from Assam. Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma has expressed confidence of the BJP and allies winning 4 out of the 5 seats up for grabs in the ensuing by-polls. Sharma was campaigning in Dholai for party candidate Nihar Ranjan Das. Let's listen in.
আমি 5টা ইলেকশনৰ 4টাতো 100% জিকিম, এটাত অলপ কণ্টেষ্ট আছে, মই ভাবো হেইটোতো জিকি যাম। সিটৰ নাম কোৱাটো ভাল নহয়, সিটৰ নাম কোৱাটো ভাল নহয়, সিটৰ নাম মই ক'লো নহয় 4টা সিট আমি জিকিম, এটা সিটত আমাৰ অকণমান কণ্টেষ্ট আছে। ধলাই মাৰ্জিন 30,000 ওপৰত থাকিব।
And meanwhile, the top BJP leader also lashed out at the Congress, accusing it of trying to victimize the Bengali Hindu community once again. Sharma was reacting to the Congress's allegation that the BJP candidate from Dholai had doubtful citizenship credentials.
কংগ্ৰেছ দলে হিন্দু বঙালী মানুহৰ ওপৰত আকৌ নতুনকৈ কেছ খোলাব খুজি আছে। আমি সমস্যা সমাধান কৰিছো, কংগ্ৰেছে আকৌ হিন্দু বঙালীৰ ওপৰত নতুন কৰি একটা ইস্যু খুলিব খুজি আছে। এইবিলাক ইস্যু ক'লেতো অকল নিহাৰৰ ইস্যু নহ'ব, দুনিয়াৰ মানুহৰ ইস্যু হ'ব। গতিকে কংগ্ৰেছে কাৰ কাৰণে কাম কৰি আছে? কংগ্ৰেছে ইয়াত আহি হিন্দু বঙালী মানুহৰ এগেইনষ্টত কাম কৰি আছে, কাৰণ এইবিলাক ইস্যুটো এজনৰ ওপৰত নহয়, 10 জনৰ ওপৰত হ'ব। আমি গণ্ডগোলবোৰ চেছ কৰিছোঁ লাহে লাহে, আকৌ সিহঁতি গণ্ডগোলবোৰ নতুনকৈ আৰম্ভ কৰিব খুজি আছে। মই ক'লো নহয়, অমিয়কান্তি দাসে আনক, মই আনো, আপুনি আনে, এইবিলাক কথা আলোচনা কৰিলে আৰু 10 জন মানুহৰ ঘৰত নটিচ যাব, আৰু 100 জন মানুহ ট্ৰিবিউনেলত আহিব লাগিব, কষ্টকাৰ হ'ব। ইয়াৰটো কাগজ পত্ৰ ধুনীয়াকৈ NRCত নাম তাম নিহাৰ বাবুৰ চব আছে। নিহাৰ বাবু ইয়াত মেট্ৰিক দিছে, তাৰ বাবা, তাৰ পৰিবাৰ চবেই জানে, কিন্তু নিহাৰ বাবুৰটো কষ্ট নহ'ব। এইবিলাক প্ৰশ্ন উঠালে কষ্ট কাৰ হ'ব? আৰু 10 জনৰ হ'ব। তো কংগ্ৰেছ দলে ইয়াতে ৰাজনীতি কৰি আছে যাতে হিন্দু বঙালী মানুহখিনিৰ আকৌ অত্যাচাৰ হয়। নিহাৰ ৰঞ্জন, অমিয়কান্তি এইবিলাক ইস্যু নহয়, ইস্যু হ'ল ধলাই ডেভেলপমেণ্ট আৰু নিহাৰ ৰঞ্জনৰ চিটিজেনশ্বিপ, এইবিলাক কথা কৈ কংগ্ৰেছে হিন্দু বঙালী মানুহৰ ওপৰত আৰু অত্যাচাৰ কৰাব খুজি আছে। তো আপুনি বিচাৰিব নেকি আকৌ বৰাকত যে হিন্দু বঙালীৰ ওপৰত নটিচ যাওক? কোনোবাই বিচাৰিব নেকি? আপোনালোকৰ কোনে বিচাৰে? হাত দাঙক। যে যদি হাত দাঙি নাদাঙে তাহলে কিয় ইস্যুটো কৈ আছে? জিতেন্দ্ৰ সিঙে কেইবাৰ ইলেকশ্যনত হাৰিছে, লিষ্টটো লৈ ল'ব। এই জীৱনত ইলেকশ্যনত উঠে আৰু হাৰে, গতিকে হৈ যাব। জিতেন্দ্ৰ সিঙে নিজে ইলেকশ্যনত কেইবাৰ উঠিছে আৰু কেইবাৰ হাৰিছে, তাৰ লিষ্টটো লৈ ল'ব। হ'ব।
And Sharma also took a dig at Sonia Gandhi over the party's attack on BJP's Dholai candidate.
अरे भाई, सोनिया गांधी खुद इटाली से आए हैं, वो काहे को निहार बाबू का पीछे में पड़ते हैं? निहार बाबू तो बांग्लादेश से आए बोला है, वो तो भारत ही सिलम। बांग्लादेश से हिंदू क्यों आया? 71 में क्या हुआ था? और अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी बोल दिया 71 का पहले जो हुआ है, आया है, वो भारतीय नागरिक है। लेकिन इटाली तो कभी भारत में भी नहीं था। तो सोनिया गांधी नेता बन सकता है, और अखंड भारत से कानून का रास्ता से आए हुए बंगाली हिंदू लोग नेता नहीं बन सकता है।
And earlier, addressing an election rally, Sharma said that the by-poll in Dholai will be a mere formality, as the BJP is already certain of winning by a massive margin.
Dholai election namod hobo, BJP already jiki goise, amar party Nihar Ranjan Das 100% jikise. Jikibo na nai? জিতবে কি না জিতবে? এতিয়া যদি ধলাই কংগ্ৰেছৰ MLA হয়, বিজেপিৰ MP হয়, দিছপুৰত বিজেপিৰ চৰকাৰ, দিল্লীত বিজেপিৰ চৰকাৰ, ধলাইৰ কি বিকাশ হবে? ধলাইর কি কাম কাজ হবে? ধলাইর কিছু কাম কাজ হবে না কেন? কংগ্রেস গুলা তো আমার কাছে আসবেন না। কংগ্রেস তো আমাক দেখিলেই ভাগি যায় দূরলৈকে। কংগ্রেস বিলাক তো আমার ওচৰত নাহিবই। তো আমি কি কৰি ধলাইৰ কাম কৰিম? গতিকে ধলাইৰ কাম কাজের জন্য, ধলাইৰ বিকাশের জন্য আমি আৰু এবাৰ বিজেপি দলক ভোট দিব লাগিব। বিজেপি দলক আমি ইয়াত বিপুল ভোটত ইলেকশনত জিকাব লাগিব। কংগ্ৰেছ হৈছে এটা গৰু, দানা খোৱালেও তাক গাখীৰ নিদিয়ে। কংগ্ৰেছৰ গৰুটো হ'ল মতা গৰু, ই কেতিয়াও মানুহক গাখীৰ দিব নোৱাৰে। কংগ্ৰেছ দলে কোনো কাৰণতে মানুহৰ ডেভেলপমেণ্ট কৰিব নোৱাৰে। ভোট খাব কিন্তু ভোট দিব, আমাক ডেভেলপমেণ্ট কৰিব নোৱাৰে। আমাৰ বিজেপি হ'ল জাৰ্সি গৰু, আপুনি ঘাস খুৱাই দিয়ক, 16 লিটাৰ 20 লিটাৰ গাখীৰ দিয়ে থাকিব আৰু ডেভেলপমেণ্ট হৈয়ে থাকিব। কংগ্ৰেছক ভোট দিব, পিছত কংগ্ৰেছৰ MLA তাত ৰাস্তা খুজিব, স্কুল খুজিব। কংগ্ৰেছৰ MLA ধলাইৰ মানুহক ক'ব যে দিছপুৰত বিজেপিৰ চৰকাৰ, দিল্লীত বিজেপিৰ চৰকাৰ, মোক কিয় ভোট দিছিলি? মই ক'ৰ পৰা ৰাস্তা দিম? মই ক'ৰ পৰা স্কুল দিম? মই ক'ৰ পৰা হস্পিটাল দিম? গতিকে কংগ্ৰেছেও জানে যে হিমন্ত বিশ্ব শৰ্মাৰ চৰকাৰ দিছপুৰত আছে, দিল্লীত মোদীজীৰ চৰকাৰ আছে। যিমানে দানা খোৱালেও কংগ্ৰেছ দলে আমাৰ কাম কৰিব নোৱাৰে।
And on to Assam again, Minister Piyush Hazarika has triggered a row by stating that there are strong rumours that the Congress's Bihali candidate paid a whopping ₹2 crore to secure his ticket. Not just this, Hazarika went on to say that there are speculations that a part of the money went to the party's senior leader in Jorhat and another part was sent to a senior leader in Alwar, Rajasthan. Hazarika added that if this is true, it is a tragedy for Congress workers. Well, the Congress has fielded its candidate in Bihali despite protests by the opposition alliance.
Congress to paisa dile ticket pai. Etu Congress paramporai. Aru etu Congress paramporai ase. Congress june paisa diba pare, sie ticket pai. Jitu pasar choli ase, etu pasar khosa kotha, Congress toka dile ticket pai.
কংগ্ৰেছৰ দিনত কোটি কোটি টকাৰ দুৰ্নীতিও হয়, মুখত কোটি কোটি টকাৰ নিৰ্বাচনৰ সময়ত ওলায়। গতিকে কোটিটোৰ সম্পৰ্কত মই একো নকওঁ, এইটো কংগ্ৰেছে তাৰ কথা কৈ থাকক তেওঁলোকে। আৰে কংগ্ৰেছৰ কথা চব মিছা। আৰে কংগ্ৰেছতো এইটো চলেই দেখোন, কংগ্ৰেছৰ মানুহে কৈ আছে, মই কিয় ক'ব লাগে? কংগ্ৰেছত কোটি টকা দি টিকেট লোৱাটো কংগ্ৰেছৰ মানুহে নকয় জানো? গতিকে মইতো কংগ্ৰেছৰ লেনা দেনাত ভিতৰত থকা নাই নহয়। গতিকে কংগ্ৰেছৰ মানুহে কৈ আছে, গতিকে এইটো তেওঁলোকৰ পৰা জানি ল'লে হ'ল।
बॉलीवुड से लेकर हॉलीवुड तक रियल लाइफ से लेकर रियल लाइफ तक देखिए मनोरंजन जगत की हर खबर हर शुक्रवार, शनिवार और रविवार दोपहर 2:30 बजे और हर रात 11:30 बजे।
বিশ্বাস কৰাৰ আগতে পৰীক্ষাটো কৰি লওঁ মেডাম।
পতঞ্জলি হানিক পৰীক্ষা কৰা হৈছে বিশ্বৰ প্ৰসিদ্ধ লেবত আৰু পতঞ্জলি হানিয়ে পাছ কৰিছে বিশুদ্ধতাৰ 100ৰো অধিক ইণ্টাৰনেশ্যনেল পেৰামিটাৰ্ছ। সেইটো হৈছে মোৰ বিশুদ্ধতাৰ নায়ক
পতঞ্জলি হানি, 100ৰ ভিতৰত 100।
শ্যাম ষ্টীল ফ্লেক্সি ষ্ট্ৰং TMT বাৰ,
কাৰণ TMTত কেৱল ষ্ট্ৰেংথে নহয়, ফ্লেক্সিবিলিটিও আছে।
TMT ফ্লেক্সি ষ্ট্ৰং, তেতিয়া ঘৰ হ'ব চিৰদিনৰ বাবে ষ্ট্ৰং।
শিশুসকল হৈছে আমাৰ ভৱিষ্যত। সন্তানক সফল মানৱ ৰূপে গঢ় দিয়াত অভিভাৱকৰ কৰণীয় বহুত। এই অভিভাৱকত্বৰ বিষয়বস্তু হিচাপে লৈ সজাই তোলা হৈছে আইনা জীৱনৰ নৱেম্বৰ মাহৰ সংখ্যাটি। ইয়াৰ উপৰিও পাঠকে পঢ়িবলৈ পাব আইনাত স্বাস্থ্য, সৌন্দৰ্য, ফেশ্বন, কেৰিয়াৰ, খেল জীৱনৰ, ভ্ৰমণৰ কাহিনী, পৰ্যটন, খাদ্য সম্ভাৰ, ছবি জগত, গল্প, উপন্যাস আদি নিয়মীয়া শিতানসমূহ। জানিবলৈ সংগ্ৰহ কৰক আইনা জীৱনৰ নৱেম্বৰ মাহৰ সংখ্যাটি। আইনা জীৱনৰ অতি শীঘ্ৰেই সংগ্ৰহ কৰক আপোনাৰ প্ৰিয় আলোচনীখন। সকলো পাঠকলৈ শাৰদীয় অলেখ অযুত শুভকামনা।
বাঘলৈ ভয় নকৰো মই, খুঙলৈ ভয় নকৰো মই, তোলৈ পিছে লাগে জানো ভয়, এ জানই কিনো যাদু কৰি গলি তই। জেসনে রে সের বনোসা চুড় লিয়া মোলাবে রে, জেসনে রে সের বনোসা চুড় লিয়া মোলাবে রে, मैं कोनी पेरूसा भले ही काटो।
On to the top international focus. Voting is underway for the 2024 US presidential race with 78 million early ballots already cast. Over 186 million Americans are set to cast their ballots in an election shaping up to be one of the most significant in recent history. Voting officially began with the first ballots cast in Dixville Notch, New Hampshire in the early hours of election day with heightened security across the state. Across the country, millions have already voted early, either by mail or at polling stations, making their voices heard in a high-stakes election where key swing states could once again determine the outcome. Trump, running with Vice President pick J.D. Vance, faces a close race with Vice President Kamala Harris, who has emerged as his chief Democrat challenger. Polling locations in 8 states opened at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, which is 4:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time today, including Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, New Hampshire and Virginia. In Indiana and Kentucky, when most polls started at 6 a.m. ET, some locations in the Central Time Zone will open at 7 a.m. Eastern Time or 5:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. In Maine, the majority of polling places also opened at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, but towns with populations under 500 can open as late as 10 a.m. Eastern Time or 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Seven battleground states, namely Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, will be crucial in determining the outcome of Tuesday's U.S. presidential election between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And with the 2024 US presidential election set to go down to the wire, it will be up to the 7 swing states to determine the fate of Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. These pivotal states, namely Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, have 93 electoral votes and are the primary battlegrounds as both candidates vie for the 270 of the total 538 electoral votes required to secure the presidency. Swing states or battleground states are those that can shift between Democratic and Republican support depending on the election. These states, with historically narrow voting margins and varied outcomes over time, draw significant attention from candidates who focus their campaigns there to sway voters and secure crucial electoral votes. On the final day of campaigning, both Harris and Trump held marathon rallies in Pennsylvania, the largest of the swing states with 19 electoral college votes. While all 7 states are essential to either campaign, 3 states in particular, namely Pennsylvania, Michigan and Wisconsin, are crucial for Kamala Harris's path to victory. Known as the Blue Wall, these states were reliable Democratic strongholds until Trump flipped all 3 in 2016, breaking the Democrats' winning streak in the region. In 2020, however, Joe Biden reclaimed these seats for the Democrats, but by narrow margins, highlighting their competitive nature and making them must-wins for Harris. In the run-up to the polls, both Harris and Trump have campaigned intensively in these swing states. Harris has emphasized themes of unity and community, while Trump focused on criticizing the current administration and promising economic recovery. Meanwhile, in the heart of northern New Hampshire, the small town of Dixville Notch kicked off the US election day with its traditional midnight voting in the wee hours today. At midnight, the town's 6 registered voters gathered at the Tillotson room of the Balsams Resort to cast the first votes on election day. Residents have cast the first ballots here for the last 60 years. In the 2020 election, only 5 residents cast their vote in this small community located in the northern White Mountains near the Canadian border. New Hampshire state law allows towns or unincorporated communities like Dixville Notch to open their polls at midnight and close them shortly after, only if they can prove that everyone who wanted to vote was able to. This year's vote in Dixville Notch was notable with a tie between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, each receiving 3 votes.
I think the president works for me, that I don't work for the president. So this year, for the largest reason that I have for voting against Trump and for Harris is my feeling that I am not the enemy from within. I am from the middle of the system, and if I don't believe in one candidate or another, that doesn't make me an enemy. And now I think we're being told, it's being loudly said by Trump that I am now an enemy because I don't back him.
I think New Hampshire's a purple state, and I think it's very divided, and I think even the 6 of us might be divided. We'll see.
And meanwhile, millennial and centennial voters shared their experiences after voting early for the US presidential election. Young Americans have flooded social media sharing posts, videos and pictures of themselves sporting their early voting stickers. Millions of Americans have already cast their vote before the November 5th election, which national polls, including the latest one from Reuters and surveys in swing states, show is a close race between Republican Donald Trump and his Democratic rival Kamala Harris. Some 46 million Americans have already voted, according to the election lab at the University of Florida, including some 2.8 million people in Georgia and 1.9 million people in Michigan, where Harris arrived on Monday. That trails the roughly 60 million people that had voted early by about this point in 2020 at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic.
20 years old, I just cast my first ever vote for Trump, and here's why in the simplest way possible, okay? Especially as a young woman, there are 2 things that are very important to us. Number 1, money. Number 2, safety, okay? As for money, look at the prices of everything. You've all seen it. Prices for everything are through the roof, but I'm specifically talking about feminine products, hair products, makeup products, all the things that really affect us women personally that we shop for all the time. Prices are outrageous, and it's absolutely horrible how much we have to pay for our basic necessities. In addition to that, I graduate college in about 2 years. You're telling me that I have to buy either an apartment or a house? With the rate that everything is at these days, that is terrifying to think about, because I know that that's not going to happen. The vote of the young people in this election is so incredibly important because we are the ones who are responsible for shaping our future. And right now, our country is in a horrible position. If we continue with the leaders we have in charge right now, we will not have a country to save in the future. I want to be able to graduate college and afford my life. I want to be able to buy a house, and I want to be able to provide for my family. But with Kamala Harris, if we continue with her, that's not going to happen. So that's why it's so important for young people to show up and vote for Trump this year, because I want to have a safe future. I want to have an affordable future.
No, I just think it's so important that we have every tool at our disposal right now. There's absolutely no reason for us to not only not vote, but to not be informed on what's on our ballot. And like, that's my hope, is just to get people engaged on all levels, right? Because it's not just today. It's how we keep things intact, and our rights are literally hanging by a thread. A thread every election. So we need to make sure all we can do is what we can do, and that's showing up and voting.
And in what he said was his last ever rally of his political career, US Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump today compared himself to historical political figures like Abraham Lincoln, George Washington and Winston Churchill. The former president continued his rhetoric of border issues and attacking the economic record of the Biden-Harris years in a rally that went into the wee hours of the morning. He ended the rally dancing on stage and on his way to the exit as the audience cheered him on. Take a look.
When Winston Churchill, who's a great speaker, he was actually a stutterer, will be safer and cleaner, your communities will be richer, and your future as an... Supposing President Xi of China that it ever has been when I get in. Because assuming we can win tomorrow, which I think we should be able to do, and safer and stronger than ever before, it's going to be all of us. By the way, the Border Patrol 2 weeks ago gave us the strongest endorsement you've ever heard. They said he's the greatest president in history and the best president on the border by a factor of 10. And I said to them, does that mean I'm better than Abraham Lincoln and George? What? Yes, sir, you're better than both of them. When Winston Churchill, who's a great speaker, he was actually...
Meanwhile, ahead of polling day, Billie Eilish made a passionate plea for her fans in the middle of her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour stop in Atlanta. The Academy Award-winning singer paused her show in order to talk to fans about the upcoming US elections. As per a report on Billboard, the singer stood on stage at State Farm Arena urging and told her fans to vote for Kamala Harris. Billie declared her endorsement for Vice President and Democratic presidential contender Kamala Harris in September. She, along with her brother Phineas, had made a video where they spoke directly to their fans about why they were supporting Harris and Tim Walz in the 2024 white race against GOP rival Donald Trump.
Times are really scary and a lot is at stake, and I know that if you're in this room and you support me, you support women, and I think that
And meanwhile, Thailand's famous baby hippo Moo Deng on Monday predicted a win for Republican Donald Trump in the US presidential election. The hippo was offered 2 fruit baskets, each labeled with the names of the presidential candidates Trump and his Democratic rival Kamala Harris. The baskets were filled with fruits such as dragon fruit and watermelons. Moo Deng, the baby pygmy hippo born in July at Thailand's Khao Keo Open Zoo, has become a social media celebrity with millions of fans worldwide captivated by her adorably clumsy antics.
Kailashnath Sharma Memorial Trust organizes Invitational Inter-School Children Chess Championship from November 8 to 10th, 2024 at Sneha Bandhan, Tripura Road, Jayanagar, Guwahati. For more details, contact 986 444 3051.
নিষ্টেলৰ হৈতে নে খেলা খেল
নহলে হ'ব স্বাস্থ্য ফেল স্বাস্থ্যৰ হৈতে হেতালি নেখেলিব পতঞ্জলি ফিজিক্যালি ৰিফাইন্ড ৰাইচ ব্ৰান তথা সয়াবিন তেলানক আৰু সুস্বাস্থ্য পাওক
শ্যাম ষ্টীল ফ্লেক্সি ষ্ট্ৰং টিএমটি বাৰ
য'ত কেৱল ষ্ট্ৰেংথে নহয় ফ্লেক্সিবিলিটিও আছে
যেতিয়া টিএমটি ফ্লেক্সি ষ্ট্ৰং
তেতিয়া ঘৰ চিৰদিনৰ কাৰণে ষ্ট্ৰং
মুৰসাল যেন কবিতা কাৰণ ইয়াৰ চিৰ সংগী ইটালিয়ান অলিভ অইল আৰু ভেষজৰ গুণেৰে সমৃদ্ধ জেক অলিভ অইল বডি অইল
কবিতাৰ দৰে চালে জগাই তোলে মনত নতুন সুৰ
বাঘলৈ ভয় নকৰো মই খুঙলৈ ভয় নকৰো মই তোলৈ পিছে লাগে জানো ভয় এ জানই কিনো যাদু কৰি গলি তই যেসনে ৰে সের বনোসা চুড় লিয়া মোলাवे रे যেসনে রে সের বনোসা চুড় লিয়া মোলাवे रे मैं कोनी पेरूसा भले ही काडो अखियां मैं कोनी पेरूसा भले ही काडो अखियां मृदुला धीरे धीरे जादू जादू जगा
On to another big story now. The Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity, or the COCOMI, has welcomed the Thado Convention resolution to back the NRC and war on drugs in Manipur. The COCOMI said that it has always stood firmly by the inclusive vision for Manipur and looks forward to working closely with the Thado community.
COCOMI heartily welcome the position taken by the Thado Convention, which was held on 3rd of November at Guwahati. And COCOMI always stand by the inclusive idea of Manipur. And COCOMI has always welcomed every every decision taken by any ethnic communities out of any of these 35 communities which have been coexisting together in the state of Manipur. And we appeal all other ethnic communities in the state to support the cause of NRC and also to take their position on war on drugs, which is very critical for the state of Manipur. And we, the COCOMI, therefore warm welcome the decision taken up by the Thado Convention, and we look forward to coordinate with Thado community as to how we can take care of the state of Manipur.
It may be mentioned here that the convention had also stated that the Thados are not the same as Kukis and had a distinct identity. Moving on, in a significant development, the Union Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has handed over the Sevok Rangpo section of National Highway number 10 to the National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited, or the NHIDCL. The section connects West Bengal with Sikkim and is of strategic importance, providing essential connectivity between the two states. The NHIDCL has been assigned the responsibility for the development and maintenance of the 52.10 kilometer Sevok Rangpo stretch. Meanwhile, Darjeeling MP and BJP national spokesperson Raju Bista has welcomed the move and said that the people from Kalimpong, Darjeeling and Sikkim will benefit from this decision. Bista added that this will ensure a timely repair, maintenance and expansion of NH10, which will benefit locals, students, tourists, trade and especially taxi drivers, bus drivers and truck drivers. Bista furthermore added, West Bengal PWD lacks the expertise and financial resources to keep an important highway connecting border regions of Kalimpong, Darjeeling, Duars and Sikkim to the rest of the country. Staying with Sikkim. In an effort to alleviate traffic congestion in Gangtok, the Sikkim Transport Department has implemented the odd-even system for traffic movement in the capital. The system is being implemented for private and government vehicles within the Gangtok municipal area. The first set of restrictions under the scheme is being implemented from 9:30 a.m. till 12 noon. This will be followed by an exemption period from 12 noon till 3:30 p.m. After this, the second set of restrictions will come into force from 3:30 p.m. until 6 p.m. Here, vehicles will be permitted to ply on odd dates within the stipulated time frame and even-numbered vehicles on even dates. The odd-even restrictions shall not be applicable on 2nd and 4th Saturdays, Sundays and government holidays. However, vehicles including ambulance, police personnel, fire tenders, essential services, government vehicles attached with officers above additional secretary rank, self-driven private vehicles of tourists registered outside the state, media personnel, two-wheelers and taxis registered in the state, marriage and funeral processions are exempted from the restrictions.
आज से ऑड इवन लागू हुआ है, टैक्सी में तो इशू नहीं हुआ है, प्राइवेट और उसमें, मगर आप लोग टैक्सी में कितना तकलीफ होता था पहले, आज कैसा हुआ, आज खुला है या जाम में फिर से फंसना पड़ा?
अब पहले तो 3 घंटा 2 घंटा लगता था रानी पुल से गंगटोक आने के लिए, अभी तो थोड़ा राहत है, अभी आपको आधा घंटा में तो आप पहुंचेगा, अभी खुला है थोड़ा। हाँ जी, हाँ जी, अच्छा हुआ, ऑड इवन हो गया, अच्छा ही हुआ है।
Meanwhile, Sikkim government's education department has announced revised school timings for both government and private schools falling under the Gangtok Municipal Corporation area. Government schools will now operate from 8 a.m. to 2:15 p.m., while schools with a double shift schedule will continue to follow their existing timings. Private schools have been instructed to start at or before 8 a.m. and conclude between 12:30 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. depending on their respective schedules. This change seeks to address the increasing traffic congestion around the school areas, particularly during peak hours.
आज से स्कूल का टाइमिंग चेंज हुआ है ना, तो आप सुबह ही निकले तो कैसा तकलीफ हुआ आज, और ट्रैफिक में आज फंसना पड़ा या नहीं?
आज थोड़ा जल्दी हुआ, फिर बाकी समय से ट्रैफिक नहीं होता है ना, अभी जल्दी लग रहा है तो अच्छा लग रहा है। अच्छा ये टाइमिंग नया चेंज किया तो अभी का टाइमिंग ठीक है पहले से। मेरा घर तो दूर है ना, पहले कितना 1 आवर ऐसा लगता है, बाकी समय ट्रैफिक होने से 1 आवर लगता है, पर अभी नहीं होने से 40 मिनट्स ऐसा लगता है।
And on to Meghalaya now. Tourism Minister and Government Spokesperson Paul Lyngdoh today said that the reopening of the Molonghat to Bimola junction will help in decongesting traffic. With the reopening, vehicles can now traverse Them Metor Road connecting Molonghat to Bimola from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily under strict security. Notably, after a 6-year hiatus following the 2018 unrest in Them U Maulong, traffic has officially resumed on the junction in Shillong. Lyngdoh highlighted that the reopening symbolizes a positive shift in the area's image, facilitating smoother movement for vehicles, pedestrians and the general public. He assured that this decision is solely aimed at reducing congestion and is unrelated to broader issues concerning the Them U Maulong area, which the state government remains committed to resolving separately.
And in view of the traffic congestion, the general inconvenience being caused to members of the general public for the past 6 years, I don't see any link between that and the resolution of the current imbroglio vis-a-vis the relocation of the sweepers. In fact, the signal being sent, for the past 6 years, is that things are not in order. That area is a trouble zone. But today we have removed that image by normalizing movement of people and pedestrians and vehicles in that area. So I think it's a very important positive step taken towards decongesting the entire city. You know the traffic scenario as it is today, and it is not at all linked. We have the state government has reiterated time and again that it would resolve this matter, and we are committed to that. The reopening of Them Maulong has nothing to do with the resolution of the issue.
And meanwhile, Paul Lyngdoh today informed that the Meghalaya Cabinet has approved the 2021 Forensic Science Laboratory Service Rules, enabling mobile forensic crime scene units and new forensic staff across districts to strengthen crime detection. Recent upgrades include elevating the forensic lab to a directorate and ongoing improvements in resources, training and equipment. Certain complex cases may require external analysis, reflecting the government's commitment to enhancing forensic support for law enforcement across the state.
We agreed to the Meghalaya Forensic Science Laboratory Service Rules 2021, and this involves the creation of the Mobile Forensic Crime Scene Unit, and Cabinet agreed to the creation of more posts in these Mobile Forensic Crime Scene Units, which will facilitate crime detection through mobile units, meaning officers will be equipped with cars, vehicles, which will facilitate a faster detection of crimes. And we also agreed to the proposal to have scientific officers, senior scientific assistants, and laboratory assistants across all districts.
And furthermore, Paul Lyngdoh informed that the Meghalaya cabinet has approved amendments to the building bylaws, which aims to categorize industrial zones and introduce structured regulations for expansion in the new Shillong area. Lyngdoh said that the new regulations introduce a structured categorization for industrial zones, specifying requirements such as floor area ratio and setback standards for different building types. The amendment will streamline industrial zone development and facilitate orderly expansion, effective across all designated industrial zones in the state.
The amendment of the Meghalaya building bylaws. This is broadly to facilitate the need to categorize the industrial zones into categories that were earlier not done, and also it involves amendment of the building bylaws for these industrial zones, and as you are aware, the expansion that is happening currently, especially in the new Shillong area, the new city, has to be planned in a very scientific manner, which is why we need this new set of bylaws for the industrial zones to be in place, and these were considered and approved by the cabinet.
And coming back to Sikkim, within a month of the crucial meet in Siliguri, the PS Tamang-led SKM government in Sikkim has constituted a high-level committee to push for scheduled tribe status of the 12 left-out communities. The Tamang government has set up the Sikkim State High-Level Committee, or the SSHLC, to explore ways for including 12 unlisted indigenous communities of the state in the ST category. The committee under the Social Welfare Department is tasked with examining socio-cultural, historical and legal justifications to support the community's inclusion. The SSHLC will be chaired by Director of the Anthropological Survey of India and Director General of the Raja Ram Mohan Roy Library Foundation, Professor B.V. Sharma, along with Professor Mahendra P. Lama, a senior economist and professor serving as Vice Chairman. The committee comprises distinguished members from various academic, administrative and social backgrounds, including experts in anthropology, sociology and public administration. The committee will conduct an ethnographic and anthropological study of the 12 communities, which are Bhujel, Gurung, Jogi, Kirat Khamburai, Kirat Diwan Yakha, Khas Chetri Bahun, Mangar, Niwar, Sanyasi, Sunuwar or Mukhia, Thami and Maji. The committee will also assess socio-cultural, historical, ecological and constitutional factors to substantiate why these communities should qualify for ST status. The SSHLC will also analyze potential socio-economic, cultural and national interest benefits that the inclusion of these communities could provide, particularly for Sikkim and the wider Himalayan region. This includes considerations related to the state's cultural heritage, tribal development and border security. Based on the findings, the committee will recommend strategies for formally requesting the Indian government to grant ST status to these communities. The SSHLC is expected to submit its report within 3 months from the notification date. Moving on now. In a daring operation, Dialai police in Assam's Karbi Anglong district apprehended 2 suspected drug traffickers and seized approximately 1,140.58 grams of heroin valued at rupees 8 crore. The suspects, Rahidul Islam and Noor Alam from Gwalpara district, were intercepted at a routine checkpoint in front of the old Lahori Jan Forest Beat office around 7:40 a.m. Their 6-wheeled Tata vehicle was travelling from Manipur to Guwahati when police discovered 95 packets of suspected heroin hidden in the toolbox. This significant seizure highlights the persistent issue of drug trafficking in India. The 2 suspects are in custody for further questioning as police investigate the broader network involved. Authorities aim to gather intelligence leading to more arrests and a deeper understanding of the trafficking operations linking Manipur to Guwahati. Further investigation is underway to unravel the supply chain and bring other perpetrators to justice.
बॉलीवुड से लेकर हॉलीवुड तक। रियल लाइफ से लेकर रियल लाइफ तक। देखिए मनोरंजन जगत की हर खबर हर शुक्रवार, शनिवार और रविवार दोपहर 2:30 बजे और हर रात 11:30 बजे।
বিশ্বাস কৰাৰ আগতে পৰীক্ষাটো কৰি লওঁ মেডাম।
পতঞ্জলি হানিক পৰীক্ষা কৰা হৈছে বিশ্বৰ প্ৰসিদ্ধ লেবত আৰু পতঞ্জলি হানিয়ে পাছ কৰিছে বিশুদ্ধতাৰ 100ৰো অধিক ইণ্টাৰনেশ্যনেল পেৰামিটাৰ্ছ। সেইটো হৈছে মোৰ বিশুদ্ধতাৰ নায়ক
পতঞ্জলি হানি 100ৰ ভিতৰত 100।
সম্বন্ধৰ নাই কোনো ৰাইট আৰু নাই কোনো ৰং, যিয়ে ফ্লেক্সিবল হয় সেয়ে ষ্ট্ৰং। ৰিলেশ্যনশ্বিপে হওক বা ঘৰ, সদায় ষ্ট্ৰং তেতিয়া হৈ ৰয় যেতিয়া তাত থাকে ফ্লেক্সিবিলিটি।
শ্যাম ষ্টীল ফ্লেক্সি ষ্ট্ৰং TMT বাৰ।
TMT ফ্লেক্সি ষ্ট্ৰং।
তেতিয়া ঘৰ হ'ব চিৰদিনৰ বাবে ষ্ট্ৰং।
মোৰ ছাল যেন কবিতা, কাৰণ ইয়াৰ চিৰসংগী ইটালিয়ান অলিভ অইল আৰু ভেষজৰ গুণেৰে সমৃদ্ধ জেক অলিভ অইল বডি অইল।
কবিতাৰ দৰে চালে জগাই তোলে মনত নতুন সুৰ।
আইনা জীবন দর্পণ অন্তরার বিশ্লেষণ, আইনা দৃষ্টি সন্তর্পণ, আইনা অন্তহীন অন্বেষণ। রে রে রে
প্ৰকাশ পালে নৱেম্বৰ মাহৰ আইনা জীৱনৰ। অতি শীঘ্ৰেই আপোনাৰ কপিটো সংগ্ৰহ কৰক।
বাঘলৈ ভয় নকৰো মই, খুঙলৈ
All right, time now for the top stories from the world of sports. Algerian boxer Iman Khelif remained in the news throughout the Paris Olympics 2024 campaign. Labelled as a biological man by many, Khelif went on to secure a gold medal in the women's 66 kg category despite her eligibility for the competition being questioned by many. Months after the conclusion of the Paris Games, a new controversy erupted after a leaked medical report confirmed that Khelif was in fact a man. Even former India cricketer Harbhajan Singh reacted to the report, tagging the Olympics on social media. As per the leaked medical report, which the Algerian boxer has internal testicles and XY chromosomes. The condition, as per the report, hints at a disorder called 5-alpha reductase insufficiency. The report was said to be drafted by experts from the Kremlin by Bicêtre Hospital in Paris and the Mohamed Lamine Debaghin Hospital in Algiers in June 2023. In the detailed report, Khelif's biological traits, such as the existence of internal testicles and the lack of a uterus, have been thoroughly described. In 2023, Khelif was banned by the International Boxing Association from participating in the World Championship gold medal fight in New Delhi. In fact, US presidential candidate Donald Trump even used Khelif's example in an ad campaign criticizing the Biden-Harris administration's gender ad sports policy, hoping to help his case by converting the controversy into an election issue. Defending ATP Finals champion Novak Djokovic has pulled out of the season-ending event through injury. The record 24-time Grand Slam champion's absence means that Norway's Casper Ruud, Australian Alex de Minaur and Russian Andrei Rublev are all guaranteed to qualify for the 8-man event regardless of their results in tournaments this week. Meanwhile, de Minaur, who had been sweating on making the cut after losing to Holger Rune in the quarterfinals of the Paris Masters last week, will be making his debut in the event. Djokovic won a record 7th title at the season-ending tournament last year, beating Italian Sinner in the final. Alright, and now it's time for what's buzzing in the world of entertainment. In her excitement after her picture appeared on Fulgari packets. In a clip posted by a fan account on Instagram, Ananya was seen sitting on the couch when her cousin influencer Alana Pandey walked in with the packets as she found at a roadside shop. Alana simply called her and handed the packets. Ananya is basking in the success of her Netflix film Control. In the film, Ananya plays Nella Awasthi, an influencer who, after a painful breakup, turns to artificial intelligence to erase her ex-boyfriend Joe from her life. She will also star with Akshay Kumar and R. Madhavan in an upcoming movie on acclaimed lawyer C. Shankaran Nair, who fought a legal battle against the British Empire in the 1920s.
Ananya, for you. That's my dream. Was I actually on it or you made it? Mom! I'm on the Fulgari package. This is for my Instagram.
If you're on a Fulgari packet, na, you're arrived. Trust me. Yeah.
Who's put it? No, I'm very happy. How did you find it?
I don't know, on the side of the road, and I was like, is that an onion?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I have to buy this.
This is Jan.
Salman Khan recently shot with his co-star Rashmika Mandanna for the Hyderabad schedule of his under-production action thriller Sikandar. The actor, who recently received fresh death threats from Lawrence Bishnoi's gang, arrived on set with his entourage. A video leaked on Twitter from the sets of the A.R. Murugado's directorial shows Rashmika's footage from a scene on the monitor. She is seen delivering a monologue in front of a co-star. In another viral clip, Salman's entourage is seen arriving at the location. Salman and Rashmika are currently shooting for their new movie at Hyderabad's iconic Falaknuma Palace. Meanwhile, the Mumbai police have increased security cover for Salman amid these threats. Salman was recently seen in a cameo in Rohit Shetty's Singham Again as Chulbul Pandey. The action drama released on Diwali starred Ajay Devgan, Kareena Kapoor, Deepika Padukone, Ranveer Singh, Arjun Kapoor and Tiger Shroff. Salman is also expected to shoot for Yash Raj Films' Tiger vs. Pathan, part of the YRF spy universe.
स्वैग से करेंगे सबका स्वागत स्वैग से करेंगे सबका स्वागत
Apart from being the king of cricket, Virat Kohli is also the king of hearts. He is adored across the nation not just for his killer batting skills, but also for being a loving husband to actor Anushka Sharma and a doting father to Vamika and Ake. Well, today on his birthday, let's take a look at King Kohli's cute moments that made fans fall even more in love with him. There couldn't be a better way to begin this list than Anushka's heartwarming birthday post for her Chiku. Just a few hours ago, Anushka took to her official social media handle to share this unseen snap of Daddy Kohli enjoying quality time with his children. While Vamika is hanging on to Virat's arm, Ake is in a baby carrier bag on the cricketer's chest. This picture will surely melt your heart, bringing an awe to your lips. Virat is unstoppable on the cricket field, but what happens when he starts playing by his wife's rules? Well, he gets out on every ball and leaves the social media in splits with their goofy chemistry and hilarious game of what looks like gully cricket. Anushka and Virat never fail to set couple goals and are the biggest example of what a power couple looks like. They say old is gold. We totally agree, which is why we could not leave out this precious video of Virat and Anushka from 2023. In this clip, which went viral soon after it was shared by Anushka, the cricketer and his actor wife can be seen grooving to the Punjabi track Elevated, sung by Shubh. Their swag is unmatchable throughout the video until Virat's foot bangs with Anushka's knee, leaving the latter and us in splits. Well, we wish King Kohli a birthday as precious as the moments we witness in the story above. KL Rahul also shared a heartwarming Instagram post dedicated to wife Athiya Shetty on her birthday today. The Indian cricketer dropped a series of pictures on the actor's 32nd birthday. Rahul posted some memorable goofy moments with Athiya and added a cute caption to the post. The Indian cricketer captioned his post as "My crazy birthday baby." Athiya reacted to the romantic post and wrote "Love you" with heart and kiss emojis. While reacting to the post, Rahul's father-in-law and actor Sunil Shetty also commented with heart and evil eye emoji. On January 23rd, 2023, Athiya and Rahul tied the knot in a low-key ceremony at Sunil Shetty's Khandala farmhouse, attended by family and close friends.
হৈছে আমাৰ ভৱিষ্যত সন্তানক সফল মানৱ ৰূপে গঢ় দিয়াত অভিভাৱকৰ কৰণীয় বহুত এই অভিভাৱকত্বৰ বিষয়বস্তু হিচাপে লৈ সজাই তোলা হৈছে আইনা জীৱনৰ নৱেম্বৰ মাহৰ সংখ্যাটি ইয়াৰ উপৰিও পাঠকে পঢ়িবলৈ পাব